I am going to share the process that can be helpful to people struggling and feeling uncertain about the future, something going on around them, or even potential recession that is being forecasted. This is going to include practical solutions, practical action that you can take from day to day that is going to put you on a right footing, regardless of what's going on around you. Maybe you can relate to this. There are multiple reasons why many people don't take the action that is required to make positive changes in their life. This could include lack of clarity of direction. People may not know exactly where they want to go. Maybe they've just been riding along for so long. They don't know what else to do, how else to do things. So they literally just go along. Another reason is procrastination. Many people put off taking actions or making changes due to fear, uncertainty, or lack of confidence in their ability to succeed, not realizing that success is very relative, and without clarity, it is very hard to know where the line is. Another one is lack of energy or time. People may feel overwhelmed sometimes, drained by other commitment, responsibility, busy to make anything else happen beyond just being busy. They make it difficult to find energy or focus to make positive changes that can actually make the business easier to cope with, to give more clarity in those areas. The next one is negative self-talk or limiting beliefs. Many people have negative thought about themselves, negative belief about their own ability that hold them back from even starting to take action in the first place. And another one is lack of support or accountability partner. People may struggle to stay motivated or on track without the support or accountability of many people around them. So many people struggle with this part, and the purpose of this video is to make sure that even sometimes without those, that you're able to take steps that will put you on the right footing toward everything that you need to make yourself self-sustainable in the future. The first step in this process is to take note of your daily activities and emotion. The thing is, for many times, we just go on with life, doing the same thing that we've always done, because there's no reason to change, because we never think beyond the cycle we're going in. This makes it very difficult to identify what's causing what, why we're doing what, because we just think that, oh, that's a normal thing for me to do. That's a normal thing I've been doing, without stopping to think, does this fit in the new direction I want to go? And for many times, we get up on Monday morning all stressed up, and we just think like, okay, on Monday I'm always stressed. I got week ahead of me, so much stuff to do, maybe with family, maybe with traveling, maybe so many other commitments. We don't really stop to think sometimes that, is this emotion logical? Is this emotion something that I've ingrained in myself to believe that this is the way it's supposed to be today? So that we can now sit down, separate emotion from actions to identify that, oh, now I'm feeling excited. Now I feel anxiety. Now I feel fear. Now I feel tired. Then separate that from, what do I have to do next? I'm rushing this because I feel stressed out. Taking my time with this one because I'm just too excited about it. Once we start slowing down and we start separating these two, that allows us to sit down, organize our week, have something that you want to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Plan them out. They don't have to be in intricate details. It's just a structure, the framework of what's going to fit into that. It could be leisure all the way. It could be a family time all the way. It could be work all the way. But that allows us to break the connection between the way we're feeling and what we need to do to get somewhere that we need to go, that we want to go, rather than just being driven by circumstance. by life, by what's going around us. And a great way to do this is by planning for the week on a Sunday, or block out your time within your weekend to plan ahead for every 7 days or for 5 days. Plan ahead. Take a note. I use Google Calendar, Google Keep, and Notion sometimes to do this. And that gave me clarity of what I need to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday. Then every single time I forget what to do, I just go in the calendar and my planner and look at what I need to do on that day. Then I don't have to worry that I'm missing anything. I don't have to worry about not doing something that's very crucial at that point. Because a lot of the time, we get stressed. We get all this anxiety because of lack of information. While we're doing something at that point, we're already thinking about the next one after that. So that takes us away from the moment of what we're doing. So we're not able to give you 100% because we're not sure about what we're supposed to be doing next, because at the time is all mixed up. And having this plan breaks you apart, so we know within this period of time, we don't have to worry about anything else. If we finish what we're doing earlier, we still have buffer. We can do something else within that time, but we don't have to worry about anything else that's important before this specific period. This allows our mind to settle down. It's like saving information in a file cabinet, then taking them out one at a time within a very specific period. Our brain is a very complex system. It can record so much information, it can recall them very easily, and at the same time, it can save so much. But the thing is, if it's not organized, then it gets stressed out because it doesn't know what information to retrieve at a certain time. This is why the structure is going to make it so much easier for our brain to compute what is needed at that point and use the rest of those brain capacity, that mental capacity, to make us more efficient, more effective. The next step is to prioritize life audit and make it frequent. Why is this? Auditing our life involves removing entities and tasks that doesn't belong anymore, then reorganizing everything. It's like the way the computer system works. It reorganizes information from time to time to make sure they're neatly filed away so that next time it needs to use them, so next time we need to use them, we know what belongs where. The same thing goes for our life. If we're able to audit them from time to time, you pick your time frame. It could be a week, it could be a month, it could be every 3 months, every 6 months, every 1 year. Part of the benefit you can get from such is removing activities, people, knowledge, material stuff that doesn't fit in anymore. Because everything serves their purpose. Some serve their purpose for life, others serve their purpose for just a specific period of time. And if something stops adding any meaningful value to your life, either at that point or in the future, then what's the point of having it? What's the point of keeping it? If you can see the value of it, maybe not now, but still connected to the future, yes. Or maybe that value is continuous, yes, keep it. But if it's something that no longer serves you, and you're just keeping it around just because it's always been there, because you're afraid of losing it. What is the purpose of that in your life? What is the purpose of that in your life? When you do a frequent life audit, it allows you to remove unnecessary and draining tasks and obligation from your life. It allows you to feel in control and prevent you from being overwhelmed by a lot of stuff that has no value either to you or to the thing you're doing it for or to. The next step is to create a week-long plan to combat randomness. We have so much going on, and you're just going on with everything that happens in life. We end up majoring in the little things that has no value to anything or anyone, including us. We have to understand that doing a lot of things randomly just means that we are running but getting nowhere. It's not directional. This is why the principle of entropy explains this very well. It is a measure of disorder of randomness in a system. It could lead to feeling of overwhelming and lack of progress in our personal lives. When you adopt the principle of weekly plan, this is going to help you to combat this kind of randomness. It's going to help you to have a file cabinet with everything nicely stored within it. And you'll know when you need to open which drawer throughout the day, throughout the week. And that's going to allow you to do what is important, not what's just in front of you. And it's going to reduce your anxiety. It's going to reduce stress, and it's going to make you more in control. Breaking them down into chunks that could be easily executed, then putting them within a very specific time within your day that you are going to get them done. A great way to do this is by using my principle of creating clarity around that task, that purpose, right? Then you simplify them, break them down into chunks. You create a structure around them that is going to make you know exactly what needs to be done, why you need to do it, and when you need to do it. Then you do them consistently whenever they needed to be done. If you follow those, it'll be so much easier to execute any small task because you have all those 4 elements within them. The next step is to focus and be very, very structured about the way you take care of your physical and mental strength. Because all these tasks that you have to do, they require energy. And those energy come from your physical and mental strength. And if you have inadequate of those, it will be very difficult for you to execute on any of those things I've been talking about, all those 4 steps before this. So prioritize your physical health. Go to the gym. Work out to get stronger. Make your body very strong. Stronger body means stronger mind. This is true. I practice the same method every time. When you feel strong physically, this improves your focus, improve your ability to undo stress. This is why push your limit when you go to the gym, when you're doing fitness exercises, because this is going to increase your ability mentally as well. And it is very important to be consistent. Make sure that you plan it into your weekly plan. It doesn't have to be every single day. It doesn't have to be 1 complete hour every single week. It could be 15 minutes, 1 hour. Whatever fits within your schedule, that's what you want to go with. Because the consistency part is what's going to build a habit over time. And number 6, set and track your goals. Progress is measured in units of time. And if you're not able to measure where you're going, what different what you're doing is making, it is very easy to get demoralized over time because life is going to get in the way. Then you are going to start questioning what you're doing in the first place. This is why it is very important to keep record of this progress you're making. Find what works for you. You can write them down. And the format I mentioned earlier, maybe in your calendar, you can have a note, get a notepad. Maybe just in a video format as well, just for you. But the key part is to just do this consistently as well, to keep those records, because those records are going to help you in the future to see how far you're moving along. Because sometimes it's going to get stale and you're going to feel like you're not moving forward anymore. But as long as you're doing everything according to the way I've been describing, you're moving forward and you'll be able to visually yourself, and this is going to help you overcome those war those days when life gets in the way. You have to understand that it is inevitable. Life is going to get in the way sometimes. And it is this act of keeping record, reminding ourselves, that is going to help us to overcome those walls. You need to understand the principle of compound thinking. A lot of things you are doing, making small incremental progress to achieve a larger goal, they compound, they add up over time. So every day, every week, they might not be visible, but as long as you are following the process, it's working. And if you want to be able to see that progress from time to time, this is how keeping those records are going to help you to see your progress. So you can motivate yourself and inspire yourself and remind yourself that you are making progress. To recap, to reinvent yourself, make sure that you take note of your daily activities and emotions. This makes huge difference to the way you move forward. Number 2, prioritize frequent life audit. Remove anything, any entity, task that doesn't belong anymore, then reorganize everything in the way that serves your obligation of the direction in which you want to go. Number 3, create a week-long plan to combat randomness and maintain a sense of order and progress so you feel like you're in control. The next one is to take care of your physical and mental fitness. Get stronger. I'm a big advocate of maximum strength without breaking down your body, because this does something to your mindset. It does something to your brain. It pushes your ability to deal with anything to the extreme, so that everyday life challenges becomes just like nothing to yourself. And finally, set and track your goals. This is not something that you just want to watch and move on to the next video. It's about taking actions, because without action, you're just wishing. When you take those actions and you do them religiously, you can literally reinvent yourself anytime. Try this. It's going to make a huge difference to your life, and it's going to help you to reinvent yourself. My name is Alex, and until the next time, have an amazing day. Bye.